How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. Also got to put in the disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about Opendoor technology. As many of you know, these are one of my high conviction plays. I brought it across your radar saying to buy it in the $13, $14, or $15 range, and of course it's showing strength above that. Before we go even further, of course we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're considering to take a position in Open, I suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over is a message from the CFO. I feel that every shareholder or investor needs to know what's happening with Opendoor, and part of the reasons why this play has a lot of strength in it and why it has so much more upside. So I'm going to be going over that with you. Then secondly, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. There's been a lot of volatility inside of the markets, and if you can get open on a pullback, it's something that you need to know of. But I also want to make sure you're aware so you're prepared and you're not surprised. And then we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. We want to know, what is the overall market sentiment? Is it positive or is it negative? I feel this is very key because this is going to have an impact on the price action that you see inside the stock. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's get to it. Now let's go over the statements that were made from the CFO of Opendoor Technology in regards to Open showing strength in the housing market, even in a downturn. All right. So Opendoor CFO says company could succeed in a housing market downturn. The residential real estate market is hot, but Opendoor can succeed even if housing cools off, its chief financial officer said Wednesday. A so-called iBuyer, Opendoor operates in 39 markets, buying from and selling homes to consumers. We want to make selling your home simple, fast, easy, and convenient, Kerry Wheeler, the company's chief financial officer, said during a Barron's Investing in Tech interview. We're doing that by bringing it online and eliminating a lot of the friction points that come with a traditional listing. The current housing market is the hottest market for real estate probably that any of us has ever seen, Wheeler said. The company, which went public via SPAC and a special purpose acquisition company in December 2020, has been called a play on the hot U.S. housing market. Of the 8 analysts who cover Opendoor, 5 say its shares are a buy, while 3 rate them as a hold. Opendoor is not profitable according to FactSet. Homes may be in particular high demand currently as high buyer interest outstrips low levels of supply. But Opendoor is not a business confined to the housing cycle, Wheeler said. Our product really resonates because while consumers are looking to sell their home, they are desperate for the convenience and certainty that our product provides, said the CFO. That is cycle and market agonistic. Rather than depending on a booming residential real estate market, the real market trend that we are playing is a shift from offline to online, Wheeler said, adding that the company's value proposition could increase as the market softens and sellers seek a guaranteed sale. Even so, the CFO sees the market for housing remaining hot, referencing tailwinds like low rates, increased buyer flexibility from a shift to work from home, and an influx of millennial buyers and low supply. Certainly, there's nothing on the horizon in the near term that would suggest that we're going to see a real change in housing momentum right now, she said. So one of the reasons why I wanted to share this with you guys, they make some very solid points here. When it comes to Opendoor, they're taking away all of the hassle, all of the stress that comes into selling your home, and they're making the process easier. And taking this into consideration, this technology is disruptive. This is what can really bring a lot of change within the real estate industry, and it's part of the reasons why I wanted to bring this stock on your radar. And if you got in at the time where I was saying, hey, I'm going to be loading up, you'll be up on your investment. So now let's get into the technical analysis and the short interest, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts afterwards. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Opendoor Technologies. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $16.71, being down 0.71% on the day. On the low, it tested $16.30, then on the high, testing $16.96. So the chart that we're using is actually the 1 year daily chart, and we want to see how it's lining up with our indicators. So as we take a look at the RSI down below, it is right around 47, so it's just under fair value. So taking this into consideration is part of the reasons why there's still a lot more growth left for open stock. Now, if we take a look at our indicators, it is below the 100-day, it's also below the 200-day, but as you can see right over here, it looks like it's trying to show some strength, staying above the 21-day EMA. Do keep in mind it's at 1674 and it ended up closing at 1671. But for the most part, it looks like it's trying to definitely establish itself and show some strength there. When I first brought this to your attention, I was saying, hey, if you can grab shares in that $13 to $14 range, things are definitely looking good for you. I know a lot of you got into the 14s and you also got into the 15s, so you would be up right now. Do keep in mind, as far as for this play, this is a play that we want to hold for at least 1 year. So currently what's going on, we can see an area of resistance for Opendoor right around this $18.67 level. If we're able to pass this particular area, then I'll be looking forward to seeing that move going to 1923. And if we could pass 1923, that's when I'll be looking forward to seeing that move going to $20. But for the most part, what we can see right here, there is some support at this $16 level that has been established. So I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how well that holds up. If it does decide to pull back even further and get back into the 15s, I see this as great opportunities to add. If you're thinking about getting into a position, it is not bad getting into a starter position over here at $16, but I wouldn't go in as heavy because there could be some more volatility. But if it does decide to continue to be bullish, since it came back all the way here from May 13, from 1344 to 1671 to where it's at right now, and it did end up seeing a high over here around 1862, I would keep this on your watch list because I can look forward to seeing a very strong move, especially if it continues to build consolidation and as well as support in this current area. So we're on Fintel. We're going to take a look at the short interest information for Opendoor Technology. So we can see the short volume ratio is here at 8%. So this is something that is really good to see. And this is taken into consideration the close as of Friday, which was June the 18th. What does this look like? So out of 19.8 million shares that were traded, 1.5 million or just under 1.6 million were actually sold short. Now, if we take a look at the short shares availability, it is at 6.2 million, updated 25 minutes ago, and the short borrow fee rate is at 0.52%. Taking a look at the history of the short volume ratio, the great thing is we can see it's definitely has been coming down, being at 7.99, and as in the past, it was as high as 20.43 back on June the 10th. So what does this mean? As far as for the overall market sentiment for Opendoor Technologies, it is looking very positive. And this is a great thing because at least when we see the stock, we'll have more natural price action. So this is definitely something to look forward to if you're an investor and you're considering to get into a position. So for my final thoughts on Opendoor Technologies, it's still going to be one of my high conviction plays. Before I go even further, I just want to show you what the analyst price targets are. So when we take a look, the analyst price target is at $28. So that tells us there's 67.56% upside from the current price of $16.71. We have 2 buys and we have 2 holds based on 4 analysts. On the low, it's projected to be at 17. On the medium, it's projected to be at 28. And on the high, it's projected to be at $42. So there's a lot of upside in this play, and these price targets are taking into consideration 1 year from now. So if you take these gains, you are definitely going to be beating the market. And I feel that Opendoor, due to the fact that their technology is so disruptive, it's something that you should be keeping on your radar. When we took a look at the when we took a look at the short interest information, we saw it was super low. It was right in the single digits, around 8%. So what does this tell us? In regards to the market sentiment, it is positive for Opendoor. I remember when I was covering this stock, the short interest was so much higher. The fact that shorts have been covering their positions just tells us we can look forward to seeing healthy price action. But do keep in mind, since this is a play that we're looking to actually get to where it needs to get to in regards to its price target in 1 year, there's going to be some volatility since it is a growth stock. I'm going to be holding through this and I'm going to be able to handle it, but I want to make sure you're aware if you're considering to make an investment. Also, do understand the fact, as far as for Opendoor is concerned, if there's volatility in the market coming for the week that's going to be going forward, so from Monday to Friday, then by all means, you already know I'm going to be adding up on those pullbacks. Another thing before I actually end this video out, and I want to make sure I'm very clear about this, when the CFO made those comments about, hey, as far as the technology that Opendoor has, when you think about how disruptive it is and how it changes the real estate market and makes selling your home so much easier than what the current situation is right now, I feel like it's something you definitely need to understand and realize where the market is actually going to be going 5 to 10 years from now. And it's part of the reasons why, if you're sleeping on this, continue to do some more homework and some more due diligence, and you can let me know inside the comments whether you're interested or even looking at this stock as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.